Hello and welcome back to another video on Wrestle Debate and to another edition of AEW Out of 10. A big show today with New Japan kind of making their first moves into AEW when Kenta teams up with Kenny Omega to take on Jon Moxley and Lance Archer in a pretty huge main event, but we've got some quality matches between them and now, so let's get straight into it. Starting off with Darby Allin putting his TNT title on the line against Joey Janela. Janela came out first and he was on top early on, delivering a suicide dive to Allin to get the upper hand. The champion was clearly in control with Allin trying to mount a comeback, and that's kind of the story of the match. The two went up to the top rope. Allin delivered an avalanche code red to get back in control and followed that with a hammerlock leg sweep. Darby got the win with a coffin drop. I'm going to give this 7 out of 10. Really solid match to kick off the show. Next up, Sammy Guevara and MJF had a bit of a fight backstage, which ended with Guevara breaking MJF's phone before we got Rhodes and Lee Johnson versus Cesar Bononi and Peter Avalon. Cody and Avalon started the match before Avalon quickly got on top and Bononi and Avalon dominated throughout the break. Cody eventually got the tag in from Lee Johnson and got in control before allowing Lee Johnson to pick up the victory, rolling up Avalon. I'm going to give this 6 out of 10. It was okay, not the greatest match I've ever seen, but nice to get for Lee Johnson to get the win. Up on AEW Dynamite, Pac took on Ryan Nemeth, of course, brother of Dolph Ziggler. Pac and Nemeth squared off. Nemeth tried to gain some early momentum, however Pac quickly recuperated and smashed Nemeth into the ring barrier to gain control. Pac went to the top rope and delivered a black arrow, followed by the brutalizer to submit Nemeth. I'm going to give this 6 out of 10. It was an okay match, kind of a bit of a squash just to put Pac over. Well, there's not much he can do at the moment, I suppose. Next up, we got Chris Jericho and MJF versus The Acclaimed. Max Caster and MJF were legal men early on. Before the break, Max counter put The Acclaim back in top. However, interference from Ortiz and Jake Hager shifted the match, allowing Jericho to hit the Judas effect for the win. Post-match, Sammy Guevara made his way down to the ring and said he was done with the Inner Circle, and Jericho was visibly upset. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Kind of really looking forward to seeing where this whole Inner Circle thing goes. It should be interesting. Hangman Page and Matt Hardy were sharing drinks backstage before we moved into Layla Hirsch versus Thunder Rosa in the first one of these kind of women eliminator tournament things. Hirsch and Rosa began their match quickly. Rosa was in control after hitting a suicide dive. Back from the break, Rosa was still in a dominant position. Hirsch executed a couple of German suplexes and followed it up with a failed moonsault. After a terrific suplex, Rosa hit the Michinoku driver for the win. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Really solid match though. In our main event, it was Kenta and Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley and Lance Archer. Kenny Omega and Kenta attacked Moxley pretty much straight off the bat. Omega looked in control before Archer slowly made his way into the ring and took down Kenta. During the commercial break, Moxley and Kenta were at the ring going at it. Kenta and Moxley then went backstage and were fighting it out before Omega got in control. The Good Brother interfered, allowing Omega to get on top. They attacked Lance Archer and the AEW champion delivered a one-winged angel to pick up the win. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. This was absolutely brilliant. Overall this week, AEW gets a 7 out of 10 from me this week. It's had a few off weeks where maybe it wasn't quite as good as we've seen it in the past, but for me it got really back to its best this week. Another really solid show, and they're just building ahead to Revolution nicely, which is really I can't wait for based on recent form. But anyway guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. So like, share, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my channel on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.